How we doing, guys? Welcome to the player ratings. Brighton against Arsenal. And you know what? I could get used to this. So, like I said, it's the player ratings. Brighton against Arsenal. Now, you will have to excuse my voice because I seem to have got that cold that's going round at the moment, and maybe it's a little bit of the shouting during the game, but it's the player ratings. Brighton against Arsenal, and listen, we just keep on winning, and that smile is on every fan's face right now. Brighton is a tough place to go. Let's make no bones about that. It's a tough place to go, and they will beat a lot of teams at the Amex this season. They've got a very good side. I think we played them at a good time in terms of their players they were missing. You know, the likes of Caicedo was suspended. McAllister obviously hasn't come back yet from the World Cup with Argentina. Danny Welbeck was missing for this game. And I think it was a good time, especially as Brighton is a bogey team for Arsenal. I alluded to that in my previews to the game. And it was one that worries me, only because them being a bogey side. That's the only reason why I was worried about this game. But you know what? Those worries were kind of, removed within the first 60 seconds of the game. Took the lead, should have been 2-0 up within 3 minutes, had plenty of chances, got the second goal through Martin Odegaard, going at half-time 2-0, and you're thinking this is comfortable. Come out in the second half exactly like the first half, score a third goal, and then you're like, that's it. Go through the motions, job done, and we move on. But that was the big problem there. We made some substitutes, and Mikel Arteta will have to take that on board. He will have to look at that and say they were wrong substitutes. That's, in hindsight, what he shouldn't have done. Brighton got a goal back, and you thought, okay, bit of a consolation, that's about it. We go up the other end, score a fourth, and you're like, yeah, that's it. Done and dusted, comfy. They go and get a second. They then get a third, which luckily was ruled out because of VAR. And it could have been a very, very different story. And this is the problem. When you switch off mentally in the game, you can become unstuck. And, Brighton were in the ascendancy. They had everything in their favour. And, we could have come unstuck, but we didn't. It was a good performance all round. And like I said, we got the win, we got the 3 points, and with the other results during the day, that was massive. So let's go and get into the player ratings. Starting off in goal, Aaron Ramsdale. Not a great performance for me. Looked like he was carrying a bit of an injury in the first half. Something didn't seem right. His kicking wasn't great either. I don't think it was a good performance all round. And for me, Ramsdale gets a 6. In the defence, right back, Ben White, excellent performance. And I think once Ben White came off, then you started to see just what he was all about. You look at Mitoma for Brighton, and he didn't have a sniff all game. The moment Ben White came off, and he looked the most dangerous player on the pitch, and was causing us all kinds of problems. Ben White, for me, is an exceptional player. And I think he's so underrated. And given what happened when he came off and you realise just what he does, I'm going to give Ben White an 8 because he is that important. And it just shows how good he did once he came off. Moving to the centre-back positions. First of all, Gabriel. Immense performance. Superb. And whilst William Saliba's having a little dip in form, Gabriel's stepping up and he's being a leader. And I really, really like this performance. For me, he gets an 8 all day long. William Saliba, not a great performance. Horrendous mistake for the second Brighton goal. Can't be too overcritical. He's still a young lad. He is still learning. We do need to still all remember that. But he will know better. Not a great performance. I'm going to give him a 5 because I just don't think he was that good in terms of what he did with that second goal. Very sloppy. But I think that maybe those kind of mistakes at his age are what's going to make him better moving forward. And it's, the only way you're going to learn at the end of the day. And yeah, he will definitely learn, that's for sure. Left back, Zinchenko. And again, like Ben White, you realise just how good he is, when he's not there. And not up at the level of Ben White in terms of the ratings. I'll give him a 7, but a solid performance. In the midfield, Thomas Partey. I had this discussion a few days ago about why Thomas Partey is so influential to Arsenal, why he's, so highly regarded. Look at our first goal. Just look at our first goal. That's what Thomas Partey does, and he's done it numerous times this season. Immense player. Again, take him off. With all due respect to Mohamed Elneny, when you take Partey off, you realise just how good he is. He gets an 8 as well. Granit Xhaka. Standard performance. Done exactly what he needed to do. Wasn't much of a threat in the final third, but just links everything together. Really, really solid performance. 7. Moving into the attacking areas, Bukayo Saka. Good performance. Got us off to the perfect start. And he's doing exactly what he needs to do. And big performance again. He gets an 8 for me. Gabriel Martinelli, much better performance than the last one against West Ham. I look at his overall gameplay, everything he did, the goal. He was a lot better, really better, and very much a threat. A bit like Saka in that respect. So I'll give him an 8 as well. Martin Odegaard. Do I need to say any more about this guy? Do I have to keep talking about how good he is? Do I have to sit there and say, does anybody doubt him anymore? He is exceptional. Exceptional. Got a goal. The assist for Martinelli. World class. Man of the match again. I can't say no more than that. 9 all day long. Eddie Nketiah. Thought he had a really good game. Really led the line. Really worked hard. Got a goal. Poacher's goal. Some will say it's a tap in, but it's the way that he made that. That space and just kind of anticipated the mistake from the goalkeeper. It's a poacher's goal all day long. And do you know what? Like Saka and Martinelli, I'm going to give him an 8 as well, because I thought that he had a good performance all round. So, yeah, in terms of the substitutes, Tierney and Tomiyasu, I think Tomiyasu had a worse performance than Tierney. So much was coming down our right-hand side, and he just looked very off the pace, very rusty. I can only give him a 4, to be honest with you. I thought he was really poor. Tierney, 6. Weren't too many problems going down that side. Mohamed Elneny weren't on for long enough. And the manager's rating, I'm going to give Mikel a 7. It would have been a lot higher if we didn't have those moments. I think, like I said, he needs to have a little look at the substitutes. I get why he did it. Games are coming thick and fast, and you're looking at it and you're thinking, okay, Tomiyasu coming on, and he's a quality player. It's not going to be too much of a problem. But in this instance, it was a big problem. And I think that's something for the future that we need to look at. But yeah, Mikel Arteta gets a 7. And good performance all round, by the team. And the manager in general. And I know I don't normally do this, but the referee's rating, Anthony Taylor, shocking, 0. Absolutely awful performance. And the less said about that, the better. But yeah, look, listen, we get the win, we move on. Games are coming thick and fast. Keep an eye out for the preview to the Newcastle game. There will be the watch along. There will be the review of that game. And then, of course, player ratings and everything else. And we've got a big opportunity, because if we beat Newcastle, we pull ourselves away from them a little further. And also, Manchester City are going to be playing Chelsea. And we could effectively go 10 points clear of Manchester City before they even kick a ball against Chelsea. Psychologically, that could be massive. So we will wait and see. If you're new around here, hit the subscribe button, smash a like on this video, and I will see you lot soon. I'm out of here.